Hey everyone, welcome to Saturday Night Popcorn. This is Jason.
And this is Kai, and we have another great discussion for you today. The movie of the day is Much Ado About Nothing. It's from 1993. It's old. It's from the 19th century, if you want to call it that. It's a year younger than me, so I'm old too. Um, don't, I guess, spoiler warning, but it's based on a Shakespeare play, so not really spoilers, but we'll get into it.
Hey, I guess if you never read the play and also don't know the
This
story.
guy, this guy.
Yeah, I've never read the play either myself. Like
No.
Patty says she has, I think but and there's a lot of people in this movie. A lot of
Yeah.
like soon to be heavy hitters,
Back then,
already
yeah.
heavy hitters. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Like the
this was
list is insane. Like
yes.
I think I told you leading up to oh yeah, bad movie month. We included this on bad movie month, not knowing if we were going to enjoy it or not, and we'll get into that later. But yeah, I saw that a TikTok creator had posted about it. I'd never heard about this film, and I was like, "Hey, Jason, let's check this out. Look at the cast: Denzel, Keanu Reeves, Kate Beckinsale, Michael Keaton, like crazy
Yeah, right?
names." And I was like, hey, let's check this out. It just happened to fall in this month. In my eyes, I think it fits. Um,
Oh, okay.
but yeah, it had a great cast.
A lot of
I'll
people
leave
from
it at that.
Harry Potter. If you're a Harry Potter fan,
Yeah,
which Patty and I think Kai is too, like there's a lot of
yeah.
people from Harry Potter.
Not a super duper Harry Potter fan, but I am a Harry Potter fan.
Patty is, and she was like, yeah, there's a lot of people from this.
Yeah, I
Okay,
always look at that
so
one lady as Nanny McPhee though.
the the pink
The
lady
sister
sister.
or the cousin. Sorry, the cousin. So not Kate Beckinsale, her cousin.
Oh, the cousin. Yeah, she's
Yeah,
that like tea lady in Harry Potter. The
yeah,
one that like yeah the she gets eaten by the snake at the end.
yeah.
Spoiler warning for that if you don't know.
Oops. It was like 20 years ago. It's
Yeah,
whatever.
I know. Well, this is
All the kids have
like
seen it.
30 years ago. But all right, so we said we have November as a bad movie month. We started off with a bang with Doom.
Yes.
And then there's this.
Yes.
I will not place it under bad movie month.
Okay.
But I can tell you, I can assume that this is a different flavor
hmm It's
of
not for everybody.
movie. It's not
Yeah.
for everyone. At first, and I think my biggest thing about watching this was that it's very hard to keep track of the dialogue when
Yes.
they're speaking in like Shakespearean poetry. I can't
That was
I can't
my
follow it.
that was my issue with because I watched the new version of Macbeth from
Mm.
the Coen brothers or one of the Coen brothers with Denzel. Like I watched that beautiful movie, black and white, high contrast, beautiful. And I was just like, what the hell are they saying the whole time? And that's exactly how I felt during this.
Yeah, even though my biggest satisfaction is Denzel's delivery of all of his lines.
He's a beast.
Like you can tell he's very good, and
Yeah.
it's almost like this trade off where it's like, all right, dude, like because like what I believe is that I feel like acting is probably like more elevated
hmm
in something like this where like it's a play
Mm,
or a play within a movie where it's like everyone's acting is like more expressive,
yeah.
more
You're
kind of
being
like
extra.
yeah, you kind of have to be too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's but that doesn't translate to you being a good actor.
No,
Where you
not at
see
all.
like Denzel becomes a very good actor or is a very good
Yeah.
actor.
Denzel was
Keanu
great.
Reeves is not very good in this, and it's like because I
That's
think
what
he
got me. Yeah, that's
yeah.
what pissed me off about this movie was him. Like everybody else, like the way the story played out was my issue.
Mm.
Once we get to dislikes, I'll kind of go into that. But Keanu was really what like got me. Like once he came on the screen, I was like, oh snap, Keanu Reeves. And then he start doing his delivery, and I was like, you got to be joking. They paid this man for this? Like, there's no way. This man is what? Yeah.
But I think that's like that kind of goes to show you maybe he's not a good like play style. What is it? A
Mm,
thespian, and but he's very good at like doing like theatrical movies and
He's
everything.
very
Like you
good at
said,
action, is what I'll say. His acting, like his delivery in most movies, isn't very good, but his action and acting with the action is great. Him as John Wick is very believable. Him as Neo is very believable. Him and Speed believable, but his
yeah,
delivery just never actually is great to me.
I feel like he's like the normal guy that just like is
That fell into
big
it.
a big like action star.
Yeah, just the everyday guy you can see on the street. And it's like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
you're
just
in a
hanging out.
$100 million movie.
Which is why I think there's like proof of him just kind of like I just kind of like hang out and I do my
Yeah,
life and
I save people when I can. Like, I'm just doing my thing.
out of all the characters, I already know my vote. Out of all the
Mhm.
characters, who's the one that stood out as like the most like engaging or funny and stuff, or did you like the most?
Mine is either Denzel or Nanny McPhee's love interest.
The guy from Harry Potter too, right?
Yeah, I think so.
The one that
I
like
can.
challenged the guy and stuff and said
Yes,
like,
yes, 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 yes. Let me
and
find out this
he
man's name.
let me tell you this, it's
Hmm.
Kenneth I think, or Kenneth Barra. Um, he adapted the story to film. So
Mm.
and then he also directed this
Oh, he's
movie.
direct. Hey, I'm looking at
Yeah,
IMDb right now. Yeah, it is Kenneth.
yeah. So he directed this movie as well.
Emma Thompson
Um,
is Nanny McPhee.
Emma Thompson.
I think she's Nanny
Um,
McPhee. Am I been reaching this whole time?
my my selection of like the best character, I feel like but it was like because it was like the Monty Python aspect of the movie was Michael
Michael
Keaton.
Keaton. Goodness
It's just
gracious.
fucking them like riding on like fake horses and stuff.
Oh my god. Michael Keaton was good. I'll give you that. He was good.
Like during
And I
that
didn't
like
expect it.
me either. I was like, I forgot that Michael Keaton was supposed to be in the movie, and then he shows
Yeah.
up,
You're like,
and
are you
like you
homeless?
get some Beetlejuice aspect of it
Yeah.
too, where it's
Which is
like
one of my favorites.
especially that trial scene in inside like the barn and everything, where he's like very like remember that they called me an ass.
He was good. Yeah, I'll give you that. He was good.
He was, yeah. I feel it where I was like he kind of like changed the whole aspect of the movie.
Yeah.
The story in general does live up to the title, much to do about nothing, because
Yeah.
all they do is play grab ass with each other. I was like,
Oh my
during that
goodness.
party, all they were doing was try to figure out who was playing who,
Yeah.
and then playing grab ass the whole
Yes.
time.
Like I think this is who I want it to be. Oops, not that person.
Yeah,
I got annoyed with Kate Beckinsale. Like the whole like I understand what she went through, but there was a moment when she found out about yeah, she found out the situation and she starts crying. And I was like, lady, why are you crying that way? And I got annoyed. I was like, this is too much. But
I
it
think
was the
that's
Shakespearean of it.
yeah, and I think
Yeah.
that's like everything's so exaggerated. Everything is so like death, and if
Yeah.
this doesn't happen, I would die.
And I was like, I'm not here for it. Like I just know I'm not a person that is into the Shakespearean of acting. Like movies, movie wise. Like in a
Yeah, like
play, maybe it might be okay, but as a movie, I'm like, I'm not here for it.
I think I've been to like they do like Shakespeare in the park and stuff, or like
Yeah.
people will do kind of like a makeshift play for free and stuff. So I've been to that. Patty was a big person. Patty said like during the movie, she was like, she says I believe that poetry or like Shakespearean stories
Hmm.
should be read out loud,
Mm.
and like it's like it kind of gets lesser in like a play or like a movie form,
Yeah,
where
I can
she
see that.
believes that like someone just should read it out loud to somebody. um
That
I don't
makes more
know.
sense, honestly. That makes more sense.
I think no matter what, the dialogue kind of does play into like the whole like everything's so exaggerated, everything's such life and death and stuff,
Yeah. I
and
was wondering how they weren't laughing the whole time they were filming this because they were so extra. I was like, come on, I would be dying behind the camera.
yeah, and I think, but like it's like I think you kind of go into it where it's like yeah, this is like more of like I was like Shakespeare comedy. I was like
Yeah,
surprised because like everyone remembers Macbeth,
yeah.
like King Lear and stuff, and then like
Hamlet.
movie of Shakespeare that we've seen. I guess everyone has seen too,
Not the
or
Romeo
most people.
Juliet.
Romeo and Juliet and
Yeah,
stuff, and that one is very dramatic
yeah.
and everything's life and death if they can't be with each other and stuff. And
I haven't seen the Leonardo DiCaprio Romeo and Juliet.
no, oh, I saw it in high
No.
school. Like they showed it to
Oh,
us in high school for some reason.
I saw Pleasantville in high school, and that was a
Pleasantville.
yeah. We couldn't watch the kissing scene, which is hilarious. We were in Spanish class, and they played it in English, and like there was a kissing scene. The teacher was like, "Oh, you can't watch this," and like
Oh
put a
my
poster up that
god.
was like see through. And we're like, "Lady, we still see
Like
everything. Like we do this stuff. Like, come on."
yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I think that's like and also looking into like the suggested movies after watching this movie on Amazon,
Hmm.
it seems like every director or like they like retell the stories of Shakespeare like all the time.
Yeah.
Like that's like more of like, oh, let's just practice making a movie, I guess.
I'll give it to Shakespeare. He's a great writer. It's just for me the delivery. I'm like, if you just tone it down and give me the same lines, I'm good. But with that extra, I'm like, I'm not feeling
Yeah. In terms of the whole story,
it. Hmm.
or like any other aspect of the movie, did well, like what else did you like?
I love location. I loved everything but delivery. Like the set design was great. Their costumes are great. All of that was wonderful. The way it was shot, all that was great. It was for me just the delivery.
Yeah, I was actually very surprised. Like, there's this the like when all the men were singing at the fountain.
Hmm.
There's when the guy starts singing, and they're all kind of like sitting around the fountain, and the guy that is like trying not to be in love with the one that he hates, but then he's kind of like building this love.
Hmm.
They have like a scene where like the camera goes around the 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 fountain,
Hmm.
and like the actors are doing their thing as I'm assuming that this camera guy is like what I don't know how they did that, but
Maybe a crane, so it's like right
maybe.
above, and they can just
But
easily
I was
maneuver. I
like,
don't
I was
know.
shocked. I was like, that was a very good scene. I was like,
Yeah,
it looked nice, and you can tell everyone was kind of like timing out their like points and stuff. Or
yeah.
like the one guy had to like sit another way once the
The
camera was
camera
coming
moved.
around. Yeah, that I was like very surprised. Like there was I think there was two instances of that where it's like it was a good camera play of for the movie and stuff. The monologues, I think the monologues were
Oh, I
good.
they were there.
Yeah.
They were there.
I don't know. I once the story started heating up, and you understand. I think maybe half of the time I was like, I'm just making up what they're saying. I think
Hmm.
like I'm just like I think this is what they're saying. But once I kind of understood through context what the story was about,
Yeah.
then I'm like, okay, I was better able to kind of like understand what's going on.
Mm.
Keanu Reeves' character is just a douchebag that doesn't want to,
Yeah.
and like there's these two characters that don't believe in the sanctity of marriage. Not necessarily believe, but it's like it's not for them.
Hmm.
And then they're the ones that end up falling in
Falling
love
in
with each
love.
other. Yeah,
Freaking
and
Nanny
then
McPhee.
the young love of like, but then there's also this thing where like the person that marries Kate Beckinsale's
Yeah.
character will be
Ruined her
the
life.
ruined her life, but
Yes.
also will be like the one that takes over this land and fortune of the father and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot going on and everything. But and then Denzel's character is more so like I just want to be matchmaker. I want to be Cupid
Yeah.
and everything. And
I'm Hitch. I'm Hitch before Hitch.
basically,
Like,
I
honestly,
don't
that's what
know.
he was. Yeah. I didn't understand how the whole Kate Beckinsale love was squashed so quickly. Like, this man ruined her life, her whole family saying, "You killed her. She's dead." And she's just hiding in a room. And then he just apologizes and everything is cool. Like, "Oh, yeah, we'll get married now." And I'm like, what?
That's
He
what I told
ruined your
Fatty. I was like, everyone
life.
just forgets all that stuff. Like he
Yeah.
was like, He was like throwing her all over the place and everything. The
Just
dad wanted to
destroy
kill
this
her.
woman. Yeah, I'm like, the dad turned on her so quickly.
Yeah,
Like, you Jezebel. It's like, come on, dude.
and then to think the friar or the person that was marrying them.
Hmm.
I was like, I turned around to Patty. I was like, the Catholic Church or the religion would not say, just pretend to be dead and then force him to like remember how great you were.
Yes, that blew my mind. I'm like, you gotta be joking. Yeah, this is one of those movies for me.
Okay, so in terms of dislikes,
I think I listed them. Like,
yeah, and
yeah,
I think the big thing is like Keanu Reeves' character. I think it's more so the character that was given to him,
yeah,
and also he's
his
not very
delivery too.
good at like
Yeah.
delivering lines like this. Um, yeah, in terms of like being able to comprehend the story, like I said, like half the time I was like making up through context as to like what's going on,
Hmm.
and because it was very hard to like follow the dialogue, and subtitles will not help you, probably.
Oh no, yeah, no, because it's still gonna be in English, and you're still like, what?
Yeah, like I understood "In the Mood for Love" more, and that had subtitles I had to read and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
And that one, I think that one was a better like you can figure out through context
yeah.
that oh, this is a beautiful story and everything,
Very
even though.
pleasing to the eye. Understand what's like the flow of everything. This was just going.
And really, I like I said, the movie does live up to the title. It's like Seinfeld of like it's a movie about nothing.
Yeah,
Like they're just
yeah.
like let's make people have people fall in love with each other, and it's like
Like
that's it.
let's ruin this lady's life, but she's still gonna find love. Let these two
Yeah,
people that hate each other, they're gonna fall in love. Denzel is just there being
and then
Denzel.
Denzel's just gonna wander off happy to
Yeah.
himself and everything.
Like, I'm out. I don't need love. I'm gonna make sure you get love, and I'm out. Like, bye.
I enjoyed this in terms of like okay, so it's funny because like Patty like halfway through the movie she was like, "Guys, not gonna like this movie,"
I'm happy she knew.
but she was like she loved the movie,
Hmm.
and she was like it's like almost like what it gives you the same feeling as like a musical, and she loves musicals
And I'm
like
not a
and
fan
so
of
yeah, and she
musicals,
was
so that
like
makes
yeah
sense.
she's like
I
Kai would
love
not
Pitch
like
Perfect
this.
though. Pitch Perfect is a different kind of musical, so I love
Yeah, I
Pitch
think that's
Perfect.
different, but
Yeah,
like La La Land and stuff like that, like it
I still
sort
need to
of
watch
gives
that one.
you
Yeah.
La La
Hmm.
Land. I think you'll like it in terms of like the cinematography. La La Land has
Okay.
actually very good
Because I
cinematography.
liked Babylon cinematography. Babylon, the
Yeah,
story was horrible, but the cinematography was beautiful.
so maybe it'll be the same aspect where you're like, all right, the cinematography of La La Land will probably be
Yeah,
better.
I'll check it out.
But
I need to check it out. I have it on my list.
yeah, Patty was like, she's like, I enjoy musicals
Hmm.
and I think she likes theatrical stuff like this too, where like when I met her, she was like, oh, let's go see like Shakespeare in the Park and stuff and everything,
Okay.
and so she was very cultured, and I was not.
Yeah.
I did not read books. She reads books like it's like nothing. I read
Just
magazines and comic books.
hey, I read news articles or I read captions on social media. Does that
Yes,
count?
I read news article titles and then believe the rest. Like I just make up the
You
story
see the
myself.
title, you see the image. It's like, yeah, that happened.
Yeah, I
Yes.
have the whole story. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's this kind of goes into like I would like to know like who would you recommend this movie, knowing that like this is a different style of movie.
Mhm. Um, I don't know. I think I'm just weird when it comes to films like this. Like, I watched the Macbeth, like I said, and I enjoyed the look of it, but the delivery I wasn't a fan. So anybody that's not me, I guess I can recommend it to because they may like it. It just wasn't for me.
I can see like I think my mom would love this movie.
Hmm.
My dad will not.
Yeah,
My
my
dad would
dad,
probably
no.
watch it and fall asleep in the couch while my mom's watching it. But I think I probably would recommend this movie to my mom, and I wonder if
Mhm.
she's ever watched it. She probably has, like a long time ago. But then you're like thinking about like I think Patty and like I'm thinking maybe like hey, granted it's a bunch of women, but I'm
Mhm.
thinking about like Nick's. partner, Nick's
Mm-hmm.
Nicole
Nick's
and
wife.
stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
so it's like so so yeah, and it's like, but I liked it, so I'm
Yeah.
like, maybe like my little brother might like it, maybe Michael too. It's like I don't know.
You never know. Yeah.
So
That's the crazy thing about movies. You never know who's gonna like it.
yeah, and I think it's like it's like this is like one that like, all right, do you want to try out like a Shakespearean story in a movie?
Yeah.
Like, do you like it? I think this is better than Romeo and Juliet too.
Okay.
Like in terms of like the one from with Leonardo DiCaprio and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But because this is like more of a fun story, like there is like the opportunity of like someone pretending that they're dead or like they were
Yeah.
gonna like fight to the death and stuff. But it was more like comedic
Oh, for
in
sure.
than a somber tone of like death and destruction and pain and sorrow and stuff.
The love I feel for you. I'm
Yeah.
gonna kill myself if I can't have you. It's like, okay.
Yeah, like there's many fish in the sea.
Yeah. Like, come on.
now, I can probably assume your answer to this. Will you buy this, and will you like put this in your movie collection?
No. No and no. No.
I,
I'm okay.
I think to myself, like I think to myself, like, all right, like there's like a wide gamut of like Shakespearean movies out there, like you
Mm-hmm.
said, like Macbeth and everything, and there's like a whole bunch. Like
Yeah.
Josh Whedon remade this movie, A Much Ado About Nothing, for himself, and it's like more of like a modern style of this story, and
Mm-hmm.
which is funny. I was like watching it. I watched a trailer for it, and granted, Macbeth or this movie, Much Ado About Nothing from
Yeah.
1993, has Denzel Washington,
Yeah.
and he is like the central kind of like
Character. Yeah.
different colored character. Also, like he's a black character
Mm-hmm.
in the movie, or he's a black actor. Josh Whedon's movie is like years down the road and more modern and is less diverse. And I was like,
Really?
yeah, I was like, there's like a
Oh,
bunch
that's
of white,
crazy.
there's just all white people.
There's nobody that looks like me in the
Yeah,
screen.
I was like, how
That's
the hell do you like make
crazy.
this more modern in like
Yeah.
modern times
And so turned it
and
back.
recent? And then I'd be like, all right, Denzel, he was no, it's too much.
I thought you were gonna say like, oh, he brought Denzel's son into it. That's crazy that
No,
he was like,
no, that's
nah, we
why
don't
I
want
was
any of that.
like, man, like Patty and I were watching the trailer
Yeah,
after watching the movie, and I was like, there's like, it's black and white, but like
there's no black.
there's no black people or like or like people of color, like what was the point? But yeah, that was pretty funny.
That's insane.
But I think if I were to have like like a little subset of my movie collection that's
Yeah,
Shakespeare, I probably would choose, maybe if I watch Macbeth, like more of like cinematography style,
yeah.
like movies, because I
I
think
would go with
black and
Macbeth
white
over
movies.
this. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that was solid.
Yeah, and I think just to kind of like, but also you see that like Denzel is good at Macbeth,
Mm-hmm.
that movie, but then also he's fairly good in this movie, and I
Yeah,
think I was very surprised at Denzel. But also it kind of translates into his like all the monologues he has in his movies too.
yeah.
Like he has like
Training
it,
Day.
Training Day.
Yeah.
What's that one where he's like trying to save his son from like having like a heart transplant and
Oh,
everything?
is that John Q?
John Q. He has like that whole
Yeah,
thing where like, I'm not supposed to bury my son; he's supposed to bury me and
yeah.
everything. So like he has like
Equalizer
very
2.
prominent.
Anytime he takes that watch out, that's a
Yeah.
monologue to me.
See.
You got 9 seconds. Like, all right, I believe it.
So he was very enjoyable,
Yeah,
but yeah, I don't know. But what'd you end up giving it? Last thing, the
I gave it a
rating.
solid Chris Rock, a half a star.
Oh man, I gave it a 3. I was actually very like, I was like going back and forth from like a two and a
Mhm.
half to a 3,
Okay,
but I think like a solid 3. I give like, I feel like anytime where I'm like, I'm not like really like confident in my like
yeah.
understanding, is like a 3.
No, but that's what I was telling you. Like, I think when we first started with these ratings, it's difficult. But that three, that two and a half, three is kind of like, okay, this movie isn't horrible, but it's not great.
Yeah, yeah, and I think this sits in there where like, if you're not really like a 2, or like you're not really into these types of movies, like
Hmm.
it can go definitely below that 2.5, like
Yeah,
a 2.
yeah.
Um, Or I don't know what Patty gave it. I think maybe a 4.
Probably
Probably
5.
She gives out 5 too much.
Yeah.
But all right, any last words?
Nah.
No,
No.
no. All right,
Maybe
guys,
check it
want to take us
out.
out? Yeah, I think check it out. I would say I would recommend this movie, but uh, be ready to kind of like sit around and pay attention to the dialogue.
Yeah, like really focus on that. Like this
Mm,
isn't one you can just leave and come back and be like, what's going on?
yeah.
But yeah, thanks for joining us for another episode of Saturday Night Popcorn. I'm Kai.
And I'm Jason, and we'll be back next week with another one. And please like and subscribe to this movie, and let us know in the comments if you've seen this movie, what you thought about it, and what you just think about it.